This is Laura, journalist and speaker.
Sarah Hart-Unger. I'm a practicing physician and blogger. Two working parents who love our career.
Welcome to Best of Both Worlds. Here we talk about how real women manage work, family, and time for fun. From figuring out long-term career goals, we want you to get the most out of life.
This is Laura. This is one we think we may have gotten late May of 2020 here is going by to be interviewing lag. So we're looking forward. That would catch people up, a little bit of life updates. Sarah is now recording this, of Both Worlds episode that she is. So how was the move?
I moved. It ended up being during, and I can't tell people that we had them pack for us. Laura, they packed in move was done in less. Well, I mean, obviously they didn't. It's literally a mile, but it was pretty efficient. Our nanny was really in school. She spent a lot of stuff and a little bit of a unpack as we can unpack without going some additional shelving solutions because this house has footage, but with less storage space. So we're doing some built-ins in one room, plus our office as well. So each kid now has their own room, but there's no dedicated office. However, there's so much open for half of one of our living rooms as an office. I'm next to Josh again, desks next to each other. I kind of missed it. It's nice of shelving to make things feel really settled. It's stressful anymore.
Good. Well, that's exciting. I mean, outcome on a move, obviously. Yeah, we reached sort of a couple weeks post-move. The other stuff is... So, realize we don't have something and need a few more boxes, but we're also still waiting until we get that. It's kind of, which is fine. I mean, so just some of the rooms look undone.
Here to let go of some things hidden for a while. You might not as attached to this as I think, so let us know.
Yeah. You also mentioned that you were getting out of the book rut comes and goes. Who knows by the time this airs?
I hope not. I just feel like I was in a big life rut for a while this year and mirrored the life rut coming out of both of those, which is New York Minute by Kate Spence. So much fun, and I'm almost done with it. Ooh, my next nonfiction, The Tranquility by Tuesday. Excited for that. I have not started it yet because I'm working on this one, which is, so as soon as I get through that.
In our life updates, we're pretty.
Yeah, I guess the first summer in a I did calculations with. I did plenty. Don't get me wrong. We went to the Keys and we did other time I did something. I was like this and is it worth? And I knock on some wood. 2019. I totally understand everybody differently, and there are still people that have symptoms from having COVID, and it's still something that doesn't affect mine anymore. And for that, I take my kids places and plan trips and all that.
Yeah. I mean, we last summer too. Places you'd have to wear masks, not be the case. With Henry in that masking on planes, he can't keep it on just like he doesn't. We can maybe take a family, so that'll be there. But yeah, a good summer. I'm slowly getting an update. We still don't have that June hearing about it, but I am not in charge. This is not planned. I know it's not planned. It just is not done, and
that was my optimistic.
Nothing left by the time. I guess there's an Airbnb somewhere. We'll wind up. All right. Well, that is not.
Her name is Rebecca. She will go by that. In my mind, she has lag-lived probably a decade now and the blog. So
exactly. Repeat guest. We have not, but she was one of our very friends. So, it's later and figure out how they're hearing from her.
Well, I am Fike, who is on this podcast, as you know, 4 years ago, which is amazing. She is now a partner, and she's going to tell us all has evolved since the last review.
Thank you, dear. So much has changed.
A ton of things have changed. That is so true. Can you remind ages that your kids were when you were on 17 or 2018? And then
Sure. My oldest was 10, my middle child 7, and my youngest
of my current setup. Tell me, I guess, your career trajectory over the years, including a really big deal for those very closely.
Happy to. So as you mentioned, last talked, I was what became at the government. I worked commission in the division of Fort Worth Regional Office. I went to the government with kids in 2000, and I actually had been an associate, but in the office, this incredible opportunity to prosecute my own cases and a career opportunity on the personal side of having a little bit more of a predictable schedule, less more advanced notice of children and childcare so that you can plan. This great move to Fort Worth, having a third baby, kind of not a decision to have a third was a little bit of our baby stuff in our move. That was awesome. Right in the middle of that, it was just going wonderful.
You always assume go back to big.
It's funny, when I first joined this, I would go back to Big Law to 5 years, that I would build this expertise from and market it to and just between kind of combination of my baby of a company and being fairly unavailable every day and just really kind of needing and thriving in at 3 to 5 years in, learn so much to know and really kind of to have more saying and, more and more related to commission. And I ended up just kind of, so then I ended up leaving, never future opportunity.
Might not be permanent, but then you loved it and you did seem really long time and the different. Well, I guess I'm just getting everybody how you kind of made the transition back to a different.
Yeah. So kind of like everything, there's more into it. And some of it's kind of personal and kind of hard, I promotion a couple of years. I didn't get it, which I was close. I waited for the next several years under this assumption that I was going to work hard, build my, resume of again. And so last year, there were a lot of openings that come up. So because of that, a lot want to apply for the same couple of years. And so certainly never anything I was excited about it. I thought I'm 11 and 8 and they were asking me every day when we were all just kind of the call and I didn't get it. I was in my home in the corner of I was on my bed reading her and she just looked over at me and crying and trying not to, it's, still having this very professional conversation on the phone. And, she just mouthed at me, and I shook my head, came and crawled in my lap and was comfort on this, moment of me to take a step back and think next. Like clearly I was a little bit different to go back to what I at least want to think about it. That I'll admit a little part of me almost get it. But another kind of amazing phase of can be my cheer in this and, and feel for me when it doesn't happen and see that something doesn't work. And they got to see me be sad. And, they saw me of context and find a really old resume and start, it and, to figure.
I got to see that whole process. Well, you can't imagine that they won't think of that through times in their life, plan or perhaps process. They'll always be able to think this idea. And we were so excited. She pivoted and it was even, I think that's amazing. We're lucky to have gotten.
Let's maybe look at private time to, go market, take everything that we'll experience at this agency and, use it process, while I'm still working actions in this time between job and trying to interview in May and, trying to have to meet up with, other, breakfast or coffee on but it was kind of an exciting thing to, move forward. And honestly, firms, I a little bit thought I would hear them talk about, and I would think that is really a good where I can earnest job. Really, the more I talk to people, the more excited of being able to do business, connect with people and attorneys, college, law school, firm, defense out of my investigations over the just, no one really enforcement attorney with looking to go back out. I got classmates and, exciting time realizing I remember telling my husband at one point that, wow, I've kind of reached that point where somewhere I'm going to be really of a book of business. You have a lot of experience, but I'm too senior and I wanted a position as a partner. And, there's a lot that a firm could love you, but either their, business plan or the certain practice areas outside of your control. And that was a little bit scary again. But, at this point we were all regularly at dinner. Job search was going.
Oh my goodness. Turned out really well. We're going to take, and we are going to be right back. Now at the point where you're partner level, because that's what makes sense, attorney at this point with an area of. So then what happened?
I haven't dated since 2000. It felt a little bit like see it coming out of law school and there's for how you interview and you go very prescribed path and when people are supposed to. It felt like what I remember from dating. It was just great conversation and you feel really good about it. And then you start thinking, okay, I'm sure they're busy. It wasn't just to hire people, too eager. It was just growth, opportunity, risk. You were, interested to make sure they knew you were interested in going there. And it was very dramatic. It felt that way anyway. I had like a, talk to very again. And so I went sort of now, honestly, my old firm very, very quickly was my top choice. And not surprising because I really liked working there a lot, genuinely had enjoyed private practice and had good, but I'm a more defined area of expertise, thought I really enjoyed talking to the building of practice there.
Me, at least from the outside, a whirlwind of different. So talk a little bit about your family and what the child, maybe if that's changing, husband's career, because into that in the intro.
Those are all really good questions. So where I had an offer, Annie, I was hoping to get was my plan. I need to get my life into, get everything set, get systems in place so that I can by the way, Earth. And though they are called DFW, they are, unless you're driving, make that work. Gave me very good reasons. So I had two my career that I like travel and businesses and speeches and just Rebecca, right now, audience, when you first leave the government, I wanted to use it. And so mentor, her name is Tracy. She was a powerhouse lawyer with a and so I talked to her because, she has children. She actually worked in it for a while too. And what is your team? And I was like, oh, we have these TCU students. They help out for a couple hours and drive the kids to activities. Yeah. What else? Like clearly in a week or two later, and Becca, I have been thinking about you. So she was like this. And so she set up had worked. She had a husband about this, something I never had. And can you find a payment? Like we need a CPA. And so that was the greatest bit of advice given. So no.
I thought you were going to say a live-in nanny, a lot better and more versatile. Well, first of all, I guess he's planning to continue to work and he is busy travel, right? Like there might have been that is less so now.
Basically a thing I thought would still be true. And a swim where he designed those swim, product. So he travels for meets. He qualified for the US Open last year. He's double the age of he's going lifetime best clinics. He does coaching. So it's here chunks of the day where he's talking schedule about upcoming races, things like that. He has like 400 plus student session. He has scheduling involved, a lot of calls, and quite busy. She's a house manager. That makes me happy, and he would step in. I'll fill in the gap. Hours, like let's make this work, which is an opportunity to have it become. Are a lot of me texting, is this done? Has this been done? I was like, I change to be that, and let's find
really fun, exciting thing. I mean, he's coaching elites and big deal thing going. So I get that. And it was nice of him. In reality, he would be giving up something that was pretty freaking special, like unique elite.
That he loves. And it's positive for me to be a negative. I also know handle list making and our approaches are, I know, and then I can mentally check it off interaction. And on care.com and signed up for an account and typed in house manager and it found this amazing study door right. Had done this book down together and I'll never what are your biggest fears? We eat dinner together. There's never TV. It is our time to sit up and it is, and my job at home and I'm the one who that is my biggest fear. And I need to know and that they will still be here and the dinner, but my husband coach need this third party to make sure that, and so, we just talked about from home the last 2 years. And I couldn't until this job have this employee in their lives to do these things. But when I started writing down all the tasks that I do each week here to keep our house 12-page long, specifically we often do for we started thinking it really became 30. It is a 40, and so much about the unpaid work of background, about, all these things that not one of them, me and a wife and a person to do them. They are just like ministerial logistics still. And the one at dinner, I'm the one putting my to them at the end of the day. Like all that I do, I still do offload 40 hours of work that is done that just needs a person to
feel like I need examples.
And she's also now read. So that ended up being a really helpful. All of the shopping, actually cooking, or when I get home, I can just throw it in, vacuuming around the cat's litter box, like just stuff that drives me crazy if it's not done. Basically, they'll do their own laundry, but adult laundry gets doing all the return, making sure all that gets back. Like, for example, I noticed the next day I saw that when I switched that out, making most, I see it, I go on a trip and I've been home and my house is just back and I get to sit on the, and I'm not doing those things, be with them. And I can't, Tracy was so stressed for me. Work without that.
Support that. Oh my goodness. So much sense. And to have some fun things and you want to be able to enjoy those things and not stress about whether is the household manager or something if you did have to try her duties as well.
She's just Monday to baby and some extraordinary, plenty of notice. I'm sure she'd be happy. It's Monday through kept our after school and the kids to soccer is not really. Now when our nanny can't make it, which happened the first week she's happy to do that and we advance, but at her own hour, the house, all these things that need to happen. And it's just knowing that another adult, and then there'll be someone delivering something at the pool, at local family. So just kind of who knows your kind of tap, be like, oh, hey, that today you're around it too, or, whatever has just been, it's reduced my own take on all of that stress. I can get home from work and I can not be like, why isn't that done? Why, like, chaos? I don't know that about myself, and doesn't always fix the chaos. But it yes, for everyone, for us, when we are home.
How about your kids? How have your job changed early for you to know that there would be more stress, like kind of like just understand it because they're at a certain that I'll basically work that bleeds because my kids are not mature enough to, or at least they just have not learned to like deal with.
There's two things there, like years, the SEC's offices. And so my completely into one another in investigations on my time, especially during that bleed of work. And was kind of in, going back to private practice could be any different. So, that was training. And I did things from home of me putting up a frame and being like, do not come silence. We had already been, we did talk a lot about it again, that I'll have some, and then, there'll be times lawyer and I'm the one that they them, what's maybe going to happen, counseling them. And that's my end. It hasn't happened during working hours every night and most weekends. So it's different, but it is.
The baseline wasn't that low. We're going to do our love of the week, which is tell everybody family vacation. If you're not, then maybe your last one. I log and just following your life. Inspirational, amazing vacation.
No, we're super excited about our to Iceland at the end of 12 days and found it and doing and wow. And I don't even know what all be amazing. I'm so
literally going to like pencil that in for my and I'll take notes on what I'm. All right. Well, week. I cannot wait to hear the heat off by giving you I'm currently reading People We Meet on Vacation, and it is just read. I didn't love beach debut and maybe not debut, but like the book that everyone talked about a couple of summers ago, A Light Summer Fun.
Ooh, well, that's good to know. Last week, I just discovered these shoes called Birdies, BIES, and they're basically slippers and like shoes you could wear to work. And me does not wear heels, and generally my work uniform and a blazer and flat. Only me. And Birdie realizing going to be in is so comfortable. Pediatrician friends, the one who told me that they're.
I ordered Birdie. Could try another size. Your law firm is casual, nothing.
It is really nice. I know it's part of our let people wear jeans every day. It's really hard to pull that back.
Well, and it's like a nice top on and cute. I feel like that's more modern looking anyway than like
everything's still. You got your blazer on there.
That is awesome. Pleasure. I am so remind everybody where they can follow along with your adventures.
Maglev, LAG in 2006, barely anyway, have kept it going.
Blogs have like weird names, Ben, and it's not our fault.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We'll have to.
Well, that was Rebecca /live. Everything's going for her. Out running slightly. Our listener is who is home. It's her second child. COVID on and off of school. She's heard. So do we have any good tips running? She says she loves the item because it's free. It's out, can be made a few days a week. It's also very flexible. Obviously, I'm through a certain spin class at a certain time. She says, my problem is not give up when I don't feel like I'm very for 10 seconds. Any tips on how to get motivated to stick with it? So Sarah, go.
During a time prior to having figured out how to, but I feel like I was already highly motivated, a little bit different, but 3.5-year-old and a period of time. And I just want to physical parenting question, potentially a lot of still nursing. I don't know. There's a lot of demands on your body. I love the idea that it seems like it's stressing you out because running right now. And I kind of figure out size that would make you feel good, right? It's twice a week for 20 bar. And your goals are knowing that you should be gentle with yourself right now. I mean, it's hard to have a body composition goal a little and have more time for that later. And then I think is that you need to run and then it's like torture too fast or your tune. And they're starting super slow. And even marathons, I was obsessed with like during pregnancy and post can use to kind of ramp up during those running portions. I said before, neither of us are like, it's okay if you or whatever feels comfortable, really gradually so that it feels good and not like punishment.
Yeah. A few times to become a runner before I really stuck. And so taking some time I know a lot of people really it is, but you could kind of do this on your own too, because the way it's structured is that you, in combination, get a little bit more run. You still have the breaks in between, and it walk for a minute and walk for 2 or 3. It's one way to sort of, and then over tools a little bit longer, the walk breaks a little bit shorter. Sarah's thought here that a run is because we have this idea of running by the nature of sprinting. A sprint is designed at high a proportion of your aerobic capacity. Most people are running it, I don't know, it's like between 60 and 80% of the capacity, sort of. So do your, 30 seconds, low comfortable pace, then do your comfortable pace, do your walk. goal to do that. Maybe you will, in fact, a mile, and get yourself up to the 5K, of the couch to 5K. I mean, they promise in it's like 12 weeks or so. It doesn't take some time to stick with it and to recognize, get better motivation. If you have, and, thinking about what makes it, obviously, I like to run out just, pressing. A lot of people like 8 months of the year, so that around the treadmill, get more excited. Can you can you go to the gym at the same time, or running on the treadmill? The times when you can run outside, that doesn't, but you can also think of again, having a friend that's longer, go to pretty places those can make it, it feels like some sort of making yourself do.
Yes. Some people even like podcasts where they only let them. So you
I
might
used
be
to
able
do that Oprah Winfrey show. I would walk when it came on in the New York, our apartment building. And so I would go down to the gym at 4:00, and with the idea being that I would watch Oprah while running on. Of course, this was, nobody else was there watching, because then since there, I was like to put it on CNN.
Okay. I hope that cool with Oprah.
Cool, switching to I mean, I'm not a very aggressive trying to make people change anyway. Yes, that I was interviewing Rebecca. We will be back next.
You can find me, Sarah, at Laura Vanderkam.
This has been the best of both. Please join us next time.